Let's speak to Mica Mosbacher, a Trump supporter in our Washington bureau. She is a former finance chair for the Republican National Committee. Mica, I know you've held senior positions in the past 5 presidential campaigns. Good to talk to you. This must be a frustrating time to be a Republican. So many campaign promises not being acted on because the White House behind you there is spending so much time firefighting, mostly on issues connected with Russia.
Well, he certainly has delivered on some campaign promises, including Obamacare through the House, and they are certainly working in cooperation with the Senate. And I expect we'll see not only a new health care bill, but also a tax reform bill by the end of the year. So I'm still cautiously optimistic. In regard to John McCain's comments, I was his national co-chair when he ran for president in 2008. I disagree with him somewhat in regard to Putin and Russia versus ISIS. You know, first of all, Russia is a known devil. Clearly, they violate treaties and borders and certainly don't operate according to international norms. We are playing a bit into their hands, according to former KGB agent Jack Barsky, who did say the other day on Fox that what they are trying to do in interfering with elections is to create chaos. So they're pitting Democrats against Republicans, and we're not focusing on a much larger issue, which is terrorism. The trip that Trump took recently overseas was historic. For the first time, a U.S. president was able to bring together a coalition of Sunni Muslim nations, along with Israel, against Iran. The ISIS is well funded, $1.9 billion according to the RAND Corporation, with 200,000 fighters throughout the world, including 20,000 in the U.S. Highly sophisticated technology, including Facebook. Like my Texas animal, the armadillo, ISIS cells are burrowing into places in neighborhoods in the U.S., U.K., and throughout Europe. I think that they're a huge threat in addition to North Korea.
And yet, Mica, he comes back from that trip with the German leader saying we can no longer rely on the U.S. That is sending shockwaves around.
Well, first of all, Chancellor Merkel is facing re-election in September, and she's playing to her base. Remember that there were protests in 2015 against the Trans-Pacific Partnership, and it caught her somewhat by surprise. And the UK think tank Demos recently said that 1 out of 6 Germans are for exiting the EU. So she has this challenge on her hands, and while exports right now in Germany are exceeding imports, and remember that the United States and Germany are #1 trading partners, she has at a certain point to be realistic. Money talks, and at the end of the day, she needs the U.S. as a key trading partner to stimulate her economy.
Mica, there's much more to talk about here. We can't deal with it all at the moment. We shall come back to it another day. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Mike.